Okay, hi everyone, and welcome to part one of my series of videos showing you how to build a photography website using WordPress. Now in this series of videos I'll walk you through step by step the process of setting up your website and building your pages, building your galleries, optimizing your photos and everything that you need. Okay, so this is my website. And this website has been built using WordPress and a special plugin called Elementor. Now this website also uses a WordPress theme called Photography, funnily enough. And one of the main reasons, I started out using this theme, and then I started also using Elementor. And one of the main reasons I've stuck with this theme is because I do like this kind of layout here that they've got on the header. But particularly, they have an excellent plugin for building your photo galleries. So, for example, you can create these full screen galleries actually. As you can see, it will cycle through the galleries like this, and it creates these purchase buttons which you can set up. Or you can create standard galleries like this. So here is a standard gallery. Now this gallery has been combined with Elementor, which has allowed me to create this really nice intro here and also insert this section here promoting my print sales. But then the main crux of the gallery down here is used by the theme. And again, you can, in this case, you can set up thumbnail, smaller images, but then those images can be clicked on and you can scroll through them in a slideshow like this, and again easily set up these purchase buttons. So this is one option. This is the option I use, but you can also use Elementor to set up your galleries and whatever you want to do. If you're not selling your prints, you can do it a different way. So throughout this series I will show you how to set this up, and I will also show you how to set up galleries using just Elementor. Okay, now this is the WordPress theme that I use. So it's $59 to buy a regular license. It's a one-off payment, and then if you want to continue the support, you can keep paying for the support. Elementor costs, there is a free version of Elementor, so depending on the route that you choose, if you choose to use the photography theme and you just want to use some basic tools in Elementor, then you can use the free version, or you can buy the pro version of Elementor, which gives you so much more. Now it's only $49 per year for one professional website, so it's not that much when you think about it. So it's an option, but we'll look at that throughout this series. To get started, the first thing you need when you're building a website is, first of all, you're going to need web hosting, and you're also going to need the domain. Now the domain, if you're not familiar with what the domain is, this is the domain, for example, ianmiddletonphotography.com. Now I bought this domain. And the way that you do that is you find any kind of web hosting company and you search to see if you can purchase the domains. Now there are many different companies out there. You can just search for them, but the one that I recommend is A2 Hosting. Now in this series of videos I'm going to recommend things like A2 Hosting, Elementor, this photography WordPress theme. Okay, now for many of these, for full disclosure, I am an affiliate of these, but I use them myself, so that's why I became an affiliate. So I'm going to put links down in the description of links to all of these things that I'm going to tell you about, and if you do click those links and if you do purchase, I will get a small commission, but at no extra cost to you. Okay, now once again, each of these that I'm going to show you I use myself. Okay, so this is why I recommend them. I'm not going to recommend you something that I don't know or that I don't use. But you don't have to use these. For hosting, there are many other options, but the A2 hosting I use myself, and the reason I use it is, first of all, if you buy 3 years in advance, you really get a super discount, 61% off. You want to get shared hosting, that's the cheaper option, and for a basic website, that's all that you really need. The startup is only, if you buy 3 years in advance, it's $2.99 per month. Now for that you get one website, 100 GB of storage, free and easy site migration, and a money back guarantee. So if you're not happy within the first 30 days, you can cancel your account and get your money back. Now this is a fair amount of web space. Now it depends on the size of the site and the amount of photos you're going to put up there. But this is the option I have, Drive. This is only $4.99 per month, again if you buy 3 years in advance. And for this you get unlimited websites. Now for me, I have multiple websites, so for me one website is not enough, but if you're just doing one website, maybe it's enough. You get unlimited storage in this case. So in this case you're not limited to 100 gig. You know, if you're really going to build your site, put lots and lots of photos and lots of stuff up there, you may exceed that 100 gig, or you may decide to have more websites, I don't know. But you get unlimited storage in this case. Same again, free and easy site migration, but this is a real key to having what I think the Drive version, free automatic backups. And what happens here is that the system does a daily backup of your website, and it holds those backups 7 days, for 7 days. So there are always 7 days of backups. Now the reason this is really good is because if for any reason your site gets hacked, or you do an update and it breaks the site crashes, or something goes wrong, you can do what they call a server rewind. And it's very simple to do. You just go in and set it up, and you can actually rewind it back to the previous backup very easily. So this, I think, is well worth that extra bit of money, in my opinion. Okay, again you get a money back guarantee and other features, things like that. So this is the one that I would recommend for web hosting. Okay, for the domain, so you simply, again, here or wherever you choose, you go to domain and you search here for the domain name that you want to use, and if that domain name is available, then you can buy it. Now I have most of my photos, my domain names, ianmiddletonphotography.co.uk.com already, so I'll just try something that's unlikely to be taken. So let's say Ian Mid Photography. So you type in the name that you want, click search, and it will tell you, it normally looks first for the .com. The .com is available in this case, and it will also generate some other suggestions for you as well. If you want to search for a specific, you can try adding the .co.uk or something like that, and then search again, and it will tell you that that's available too. And if it's available, you add it to cart and you purchase the domain name. Now most likely you're going to purchase the hosting as well, so you can do both at the same time actually. So if you just click, if you're going to choose this option, Get Drive, come down here. If you already have the domain name, then you can enter the domain name that you own already. If it's not hosted with A2, you can transfer it, or you can register the domain. So in this case I could then write in the domain name that I have chosen, check availability again if you haven't already. It's telling me that it's available, and then I can continue, and I can go ahead and purchase this Drive web hosting along with that domain name. So we've got everything all at once. So here it's showing you that I'm getting all of this, 3 years hosting and the domain and everything for £131. This is an excellent deal in my opinion. Okay, various other options here that you can go down here. You can customize your hosting, so you can choose your server location, choose the location that's closest to you. So If I'm in the UK, then I'll choose Amsterdam, Europe, because that's the closest one to me. If you're in the US, you can choose one of these. Okay, so you just go through, continue all of this, set it all up, and then you'll get an email with all of your details for logging in and setting up your account. So once you have set up your hosting, you'll get an email from the hosting company giving you all the details on how to access your cPanel. Your cPanel is your control panel, and that is where you will set everything up from emails to domains, and also this is where you will install your WordPress onto your hosting package and onto your domain itself. So in A2, for example, and whatever hosting package you have, the cPanel will probably look roughly similar. In the cPanel, you'll see all of these options here, from domains, security, emails, databases, files. But what you want to look for is this, the Softaculous Apps Installer. And within that, here are all of the programs that you can install. Now there are various other things, not just WordPress. You've got Joomla and other things like this. So again, A2 hosting will give you these options. Others may just give you the WordPress option. But the good thing about A2 is it gives you the option to install WordPress with Elementor. Now Elementor is a plugin. Even if you haven't got this option, if you just install WordPress, you can still install Elementor as a plugin separately. But the great thing about this is it gives you the option to do it together. So in A2, we click on WordPress plus Elementor and it takes you to this page here. Okay, if you've already got installations, you'll see them down there. If you come up to install, you'll get the option of a quick install and a custom install. If we click quick install, it will bring you to this page. If you click custom install, it'll give you a few more options. So you can set the site name and site description and everything up as well. Either way, you have to choose first of all the domain where you're going to install it. Now if, like me, you've got multiple domains, you're going to have a whole list of them here. If you've just bought one domain, you should automatically default to the domain that you have bought. If you have multiple domains, then you need to come down here and choose the domain that you want to install it on. If the domain is not here, you probably haven't set up the domain properly, so you need to do that. Again, if you're using A2, their help service is very, very good. So if you do have trouble, you can always contact their help service there. They have an online chat and all sorts where that can help you set it up. But ultimately, when it's set up, you'll see it here. Now I'm going to install it on a subdomain for the purposes of this tutorial. So I'm going to select the subdomain that I've set up, sitebuild.ianmiddleton.co.uk. You can set it up in a separate directory if you want, or just leave it blank and it will install it directly to the domains directory. Come down here, select your site, choose your site name, so I'm going to call it Ian Middleton Photography. Choose the description. I'm also going to call it Landscape and Seascape Photography. Over here it will give you a default admin username. You can change that, so you can change it to your own name, and it will give you a password. Now you can click this to generate a random password. So each time you click it, it will generate a new random password, or you can enter your own password in here, and down here it will give you the strength. So each time it's giving me 65. Down here, admin email. So it's going to give you that by default. You want to choose an email that you actually have set up. So I'm going to choose that one. You can choose the language. And then down here, email the installation details. Now you want to fill this in. It's quite useful because if for any reason you lose them, they'll be emailed to you. Okay, and if you've chosen one of these random passwords, it's a very good idea to highlight and copy it. Okay, and you'll see why in a minute. Once all that's done, click install, and it will start installing WordPress and Elementor to your domain. Okay, once that's installed, you'll get this page. And down here you can see WordPress has been successfully installed at this domain, and here is the administrative URL. Now ordinarily a WordPress administrative URL would not look like this. And the reason is that A2 Hosting installs something called a plugin called Easy Login. So I'll show you that. So the first thing you do is click this link to go straight to your WordPress dashboard. If you plan to keep this Easy Login URL, you need to right click and bookmark that link so you don't forget it, because this is unique. It's not going to be like all the others. You'll find, once you log into your dashboard, down here on the left you'll find a section down here called plugins. If we click on plugins, these are the plugins that have been automatically installed by A2 Hosting, and this is the one, Easy Hide Login. Now if you want to keep it, by all means keep it. I personally get rid of it, okay, because I found that the problem with plugins is they need to be regularly updated. And if you click on view details here, first of all, this has not been tested with the current version because it's 10 months old, and I find that this plugin does not get updated that regularly, so I tend not to trust it. Plugins that don't get updated regularly, I tend not to trust unless I really want to use it and I see it has no problems. Something like this I don't really want to use. So to get rid of a plugin, first of all you deactivate it and then you delete it. Okay, now once that's deleted, now that's why I said you need to save your password, because once that's deleted, if we log out, okay, the new login URL looks like this. So it will be your domain name / wp-login.php. That's the one you want to bookmark. So you want to bookmark this one. So come up here and bookmark it, or bookmark it wherever you want to bookmark it. Then you'll come down here and type in the username that you set, and here, that's why I said save, right click and paste that password. Then you can check the I'm not a robot, then check remember me, so you can save it in your browser. Click login again up here to save that, and now each time, now if I log out here, now each time when I go to my login page, I should have that already saved and I can log in easily. Go back to plugins. Again down here, here is Elementor. Now this is Elementor, the free version. In order to install Elementor Pro, you still need to install the Elementor free version, and then you install Elementor Pro on top of it. There are a couple of other plugins down here as well. Now I found that this plugin that's installed by A2, this conflicts with Elementor. So again, I think it's best to get rid of this one. Again, deactivate it. And there are other plugins we can use which are better than that don't conflict with Elementor. I've also found this A2 optimized WP plugin causes problems sometimes as well. And again, there's another plugin you can use which is better. So I deactivate that and I delete that. These three are very good: Jetpack, WP Forms, and of course Elementor we need. So as I said, plugins need to be regularly updated. Now updates are done of course by the developer and released, and then you can update it yourself. You can do it manually, but the latest version of WordPress allows you to do it automatically, so it's very good. So you just simply come down here, click Enable Auto Updates, and that means that the plugins will always be automatically updated and you don't have to keep going in and checking. So this is a very, very good feature. Now, the next thing you want to do is, if you're going to use Elementor Pro, as I said, you needed to go purchase Elementor Pro, in which case while you purchase it you'll set up an account. You need to go to Elementor and log into that account, then come up here to Elementor Go Pro, okay, that will take you to the page here. So you need to log in to your Elementor account, and within that you'll get the option to download the Elementor Pro Expert plugin. This is not available anywhere else, so you have to download it from here. Once downloaded, come back, go to Plugins, Add New, up here for Upload Plugin. Browse to the folder where you downloaded it and click Installed. Activate the plugin. There you go. Now you need to connect it. So you need to connect it to your Elementor Pro account to activate it, to complete the activation actually. And you should get this message. License settings status active. Now you have Elementor Pro installed. Now the next thing you're going to need is a theme. All WordPress websites need to have a theme installed, and the way that you do that is you go down here to Appearance and Themes. By default it usually installs this one here. Now I mentioned earlier that I use a theme called Photography, but you can also you can come on here, for example, and search. If you click Add New, you'll see a list of 3 free themes that you can choose from. The photography theme is one that you buy, so in that case, if you're using that, you would click Upload Theme and do the same thing as we just did with the Elementor Pro plugin. But Elementor also has its own theme, which is free, and if you're using the Elementor Pro, then you can completely build your entire website using Elementor and using their free theme. Now their theme is a very basic theme, which is designed for you to completely build your website around Elementor. So it's a good one to use. I use it on all my other websites except this one. And as I explained, I use the photography theme here because I like their photo gallery software and the way that that works. But all my other websites, I use just the Hello Elementor theme. So go to it, click Install and activate. Go to Theme Details. Again, just like with the plugins, you can enable auto updates, so then it will automatically update the theme for you when updates become available. So once you're there, this will show you the active theme. Okay. Now, while you're building your website, you don't want your website to be live while you're building it, because it's all in bits and you're doing things and this and that, and you don't want people visiting your website while you're in the process of building it. So Elementor has a really great feature which allows you to put your website into what's called maintenance mode, and then what will happen is that visitors to your site will only ever see a holding page that you set up, and you can be building your website in the background, and when it's ready you can then launch it. So the way that you do that is you come to Elementor, Tools, Maintenance Mode. Now you need to have a template. Okay, so first thing you need to do is come down to you've got Elementor templates, add new, and set up a template. So choose the template type page, give it a name, I would call it holding page, and create the template. Okay, and this will bring you to the page here. Down here you click add template, and Elementor gives you a whole bunch of templates that you can build your site from. So for this purposes, I usually search for coming soon, and they have a whole bunch of coming soon templates. I personally use this one. Okay, we select it, and if that's your chosen one, click insert, and it automatically inserts that template. Come down here to settings, page layout, and select Elementor canvas. It will get rid of all of this stuff at the top here, any menus or anything like that that you've got there. It will get rid of it and just have one single canvas. So if we click Elementor canvas, then all of this becomes the whole page. Now obviously you don't want all of this stuff, so you can delete it and replace it with your own information, or you can just simply get rid of all that and just have the clock and the coming soon. Once that's done, click publish, then click this to come out of Elementor, exit to dashboard, go back again to Elementor tools. Now before we do this, I'll show you that anytime you want to view your website, come up to this button here, home button, and click visit site. So this is the site, this is my home page at the moment, so I don't want people seeing this really, do I? And I certainly don't want people then navigating my site while I'm in the middle of building it. So if we go back, or as I say, go up here again and click dashboard, come again to Elementor, tools, maintenance mode, and choose the mode, coming soon or maintenance. Now maintenance, you only want to do it if you're taking your site offline temporarily to do some updates. But while you're building it, you want to choose coming soon. As it says here, coming soon returns the HTTP 200 code, meaning the site is ready to be indexed. So what will happen is if search engines come across your site, it will send them a message to say come back because the site is going to launch. Okay? Who can access the site? You want to select logged in. Okay, and what that means is that when you're logged in, you can then view your site as you're building it, but anyone who's not logged in, i.e. the general public, will only see your holding page. Choose template, so choose the holding page that you have created and click save changes. Now you'll see up here you'll have a red sign saying maintenance mode on. Again, because we're logged in, if we go to visit the site, we see the site as we're building it. But if I log out and we go back to visit our site, as a general public, we get this coming soon message. Okay, so now you've got this set up, now you're ready to start building your website. So in the next video, we'll look at how we get started building our website pages. Okay, so thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this and you found it useful, and if you're ready, then hopefully you can use some of this information to get yourself set up with a domain name, web hosting, get yourself set up with Elementor, get that all installed, get your holding page set up, and you're ready to go. Okay, so thanks for watching. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you haven't already, so you can be notified of the next video when it comes out, and also check out some of my other videos. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye bye.